Hey, what's up, everyone? Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time that you're seeing this. I'm doing it in the morning. This is probably my very first live stream. And so just kind of bear with me. So just to get started, we're going to talk about the title of the live stream, and it's financial problems and pressure. Everyone is speaking on the problem, but what is the solution? And what I'm getting at by this is that you know, a lot of people um, talk about, what is wrong with the economy, what is wrong with the way that we handle personal finances, why everybody may or may not be broke. So that's all great, but very few people are actually providing some type of solution, and Ricardo Hamilton, one young brother that is in Karatbars as well, that really speaks a lot of great information. He said that being woke and being broke is a joke. Let me say that again. Being woke and being broke is a joke. And when he said that, that really touched me because, I've been woke for a long time, but being woke didn't put any money in my pocket. Being woke didn't, reduce my financial stress. And so, I really get where he's coming from, and that holds true for everybody. If you consider yourself one of those spiritually woke people, but you're financially poor, there's something wrong there. There's something wrong. Hey, I wanted to just define, financial woes. Financial problems or financial pressure is a situation where money worries are causing you stress. Many people are facing hard financial time. Impact of mental health can be significant. These problems can seem impossible to overcome, but you can help and take steps to improve your situation. Right. So basically, the way that the statement there is just saying, financial pressure is not something just that we're personally dealing with or that you're personally deal with, or, maybe your friends are. This is something that the majority of the population is going through. And it's going so far as to cause people mental stress. So not only are they, having a hard time paying their bills and this kind of stuff, but, they're getting stressed out while they're doing it. So what I'm going to do on this call is on this stream is I'm going to do something a little different than what most people do. The so-called woke people who are also broke, which, like Ricardo Hamilton, is a joke. If you're woke and you're broke, that's a joke. It doesn't go together. Which means if you're really woke, that deals with financial literacy as well. That deals with breaking free out of financial bondage as well. And there is a way to do that. And anybody that stays on here, if y'all bear with me, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna present you with an opportunity to break out of this financial bondage that we're all in. So we're gonna get to that a little bit later. What I wanted to do first and foremost is just give it a shout out to Karatbars International, to our visionary CEO, Howard Seas, to the wealth builders worldwide, which I am kind of a descendant of, you could say. And so I am in the line of the wealth builders worldwide. And, some of the leaders on there I just wanted to give a quick shout out to is Ty Best, the OG, Michael Delco, Tanisha Glasby, the Browns. And, I'm sure I'm missing a few people. But I do listen to all of you, and I'm really thankful for everything that you do. All this literacy that you give us for free is what's promoting me to be on here today. So real quick, I'm just going to read y'all the Karatbars overview. So it says Karatbars International is an e-commerce company. It has made available a simple wealth building system for everyone on the planet who is 18 years of age or over, with 4 optional ways to participate. Option 1, we all start here. We complete the registration for our gold savings account, start acquiring Karatbars gold in small increments. Karatbars International has made it easy by making available a feature called Auto Exchange at Wealth Builders Worldwide. We call it pay yourself first. You set up your account to automatically exchange your paper currency for Karatbars Gold weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You simply set it, forget it, and then go back and increase it. Activating this feature allows you to automatically pay yourself first with physical gold. There are no fees of any kind. The account is completely free and takes less than 5 minutes to register. Every time you acquire Karatbars Gold, you are building your family's wealth. Option 2, save and earn. And just real quick, if and when you register, you want to register as an affiliate instead of a customer for this option. As an independent affiliate, when you save gold for yourself and share with others how to do the same, you position yourself to be compensated monthly through our unilevel system compensation plan. You are virtually in business for yourself in over 130 plus countries worldwide. Excuse me. Option 3, maximize your earning potential. You may choose one of several business packages which position you to generate cash flow monthly and weekly through our dual system compensation plan. These packages are income producing assets. Option 4, we save Carat Coin Bank. As an independent affiliate, we are saving gold and maximizing our earning potential. We invest in Carat Gold Coin, or KBC, a Carat Coin Bank, KCB. These coins are additional stream of income that will build massive wealth. And I just want to emphasize massive wealth, folks. This is the opportunity that people had at the beginnings of Bitcoin. All right. So I'm going to get too far into that because I get excited. A Karatbar saving account gives you protection against the future financial crisis and rapid inflation. It protects your hard-earned paper currency with physical gold. Karatbars International has the only system in the world where you can get free gold and free cryptocurrency. Gold is a store of wealth and is an appreciating asset. There are 3 major benefits to a Karatbar savings account. You can now start saving physical gold in small increments. Karatbars International puts you in position to build a global business from the comfort of your own home. There are significant tax advantages to owning a home-based business. And the Wealth Builders Worldwide mission statement is to provide individuals worldwide with the tools required to enhance their lives, achieve their dreams, and build massive wealth. We are a salespeople. We are a sales team. We do not sell products, goods, or services. We sell people on the infinite possibility of their lives and the power of their dreams. We sell people on never giving up. We believe this is a noble cause. So now if you, is this your first time being introduced to Karatbars? I would like you to just get back to the person who put you on to this call and, you know, tell them you want to know more. Tell them you want to get signed up now for a free gold savings account. If you discovered this channel on your own, or I was the one that shared it with you, you can just inbox me and I would be glad to send you a referral link that will help you get set up for a free gold savings account. Okay, so all that's out the way. I just wanted to establish that to give respect and to give education, you know, for my upline and to my upline. And man, we have some amazing mentors and coaches in this company. I would go as far as saying one of the most beneficial things in this company, besides, you know, well, man, there's so many, but it's the coaching. We have just these amazing coaches, and they are giving us literacy in the realm of finances that would normally, you know, you would have to go to lectures and pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get the same information that we get for free 7 days a week. So it's really amazing. Also, you know, I'd be happy to get y'all tuned in if you need any of that information. So what I wanted to get back to is our main topic today: financial problems and pressure. Everyone is speaking on the problem, but what is the solution? Well, let's identify the problem. The problem is that the majority of people in this country don't have enough money saved that if they were to miss 2 weeks of work, they would be able to compensate with their savings. Instead, a lot of people would be getting evicted, their lights would be getting turned off, cable, phone. And, you know, that's really troubling because many of us, many of you people on here are really, you know, hard workers. So with that being said, if you're putting all that time in, you're putting all that work in, you should be able to have a little bit of money or a lot of bit of money, to call on or to use in the case of an emergency. But the simple fact is most of us don't have that. And so let's see what do we do about that? How do we address the fact that we don't have a significant savings? I think that maybe that's where we should start at, is our savings. Okay, so the fact that we don't have $1,000 in savings, most of us, that should be pretty troubling, because you go to work every day, you might work 40 hours or more every week, and you're paying all these bills, and at the end of all these bills, there's nothing left for us. I don't think that's fair, but for whatever reason, some people really feel like that's the way the system is designed. I'm not going to go as far as to say that, but there's a definite trend. There's a definite trend of people who lack resources, who lack savings. Previous to being introduced to carrot bars, I fit right into that category of just, working hard, but not really being able to save. So let's address the next thing. Why can't we save? What is preventing you from having $10,000 saved in your bank right now? Well, I think that some of the answers I would get to that, and you're welcome if you want to, and you're watching, you can, put your answers to questions in the chat room, and comments are definitely welcome. But the point that I'm making here is, why can't we save? Now, some people, I believe, even people that I've talked to, so I know that this is a real answer. When I ask people that, what is preventing you from saving? I think the most common answer is that we have more bills than we have currency, than we have income. And while I do realize that could be a factor, it usually isn't true. That's right. You guys have more money. I mean, you guys are making more money than you have to spend, whether you believe it or not. So here's what we do, and here's one of the principles of wealth builders, is that we pay ourselves first. And I really believe that that may be one of the simplest and cures, or at least some resolve for becoming wealthy and becoming free, financially free, which is an interesting concept. Maybe we can get into it another time. So with that being said, we have, we say, okay, we don't have enough, I don't make enough money to save money and pay all my bills. Okay, well, let's address that. How can you fix that? Well, one thing is you can reduce your bills. You probably don't need every bill that you have, and that's a fact. That's a fact. And it could go all the way from, your unlimited data bundle that you're paying $100 a month for your phone, all the way down to simple, small bills. So one thing I like to eliminate, or that I eliminated, that helped me a great deal, was I eliminated everything that I could that was residual, right? So you want to eliminate your residual debt, and you want to increase your residual income, which we're going to get to in a few minutes. How do we do that? How do we increase residual income? Which is really, really a great topic, and it's easier than you think. So the first thing we want to do is we want to reduce residual debt. So first we want to look down the board and say, hey, what are we paying that we don't need to be paying? What could we do without? And I mean, it could even go to an extreme of letting your phone service go altogether. And I mean, there's actually ways around a phone service now, but I'm not saying to necessarily do that. But Google Voice is a good alternative option to a regular phone service. And you can actually download or install Google Voice and Hangouts onto your phone, shut your phone off, and as long as you have Wi-Fi access to Xfinity and the hotspots, which are popping up almost everywhere, you could still have a phone service for free. Interesting, right? So, there's many different ways, and you can be clever and, try to eliminate some of these, residual debt, and ideally you want to eliminate all debt, but that's going to take a little bit of time. So let's knock out what we can, and let's start there. Okay, so now let's talk about how do we increase residual income or passive income. I think there's probably many ways to do that. I'm going to provide today one solution that I found that works for me. If you have another solution that you found that works for you, then I say, hey, share it. Let's enjoy this information together and mindset together, because I don't want to hang out with a bunch of broke people, and I don't think a bunch of rich people are going to want to hang out with someone that's broke. So the point is, we have to change our mindset into a wealth building mindset, and that takes time. That's not what we're taught in school. It's interesting because I majored in business administration, and I did the better part of my 4 years. Now, I fell a little short of funding towards the very end, so I have a few degree. The point is that I got more financial literacy in 2 or let's say 3 months of carrot bars than I got in 3 years of business administration. Now it's interesting because, yes, we learn a lot about finances and business, but not about how to accumulate wealth. Think about it. They don't teach you that in kindergarten, grade school, high school, college, which is proven to me. So it doesn't seem like there's an effort in the educational community to want us to obtain wealth, and that's an interesting thing, because it seems like the richer the people of a nation were, the richer the nation is, as they found out in ancient Babylon, that the richer the people of Babylon were, and once most of the people had obtained wealth, then also the city, reached its greatest point. So to me, it makes no sense to want to keep us all broke, but for some reason they do, so we're taught to spend, but we're taught nothing about savings unless it was, brought to us by our parents. So the idea that I mentioned of paying yourself first, you can learn a lot more about that and kind of where that came from in the book called The Richest Man in Babylon. Excellent book. I mean, for my team, it's like a required read. This is like one of those, if you want to obtain and maintain wealth, one of those books you must read. And of course, Think and Grow Rich. That's a classic. These are two books that would be really, really good to look into. Okay, so back to our passive residual income. Let's look at how we can get a passive residual income. Well, there's a system that I did an overview for in the beginning. And you see back here, it's called Carrot Bars. And Carrot Bars International is a place where you are able to buy gold in small increments. So I just wanted to talk about the significance of that for a while. I mean, until 1971, we weren't even allowed to own gold, and after we were allowed to own gold, the trick that was played was that it was not made available to us in a way that the average person could purchase it. Think about it. How many times have you been at a convention or, a small show where gold was available? So it was only made available for the most part in the form of jewelry, which most of the time is a bad investment when you're talking about the meltdown weight, because the craftsmanship that went into the jewelry, the work, the manpower. And just like an automobile, you're not going to get the same thing that you buy the jewelry for in the beginning, and you're not going to get the meltdown. So if you go take your chain to a pawn shop, they're going to treat you like a crackhead, and you're going to go in there and you're going to be like $20 or $40, and you spent $300, $400, $500, $600 on this chain. Now, I'm not saying don't get gold chains. Any gold is good, but Karatbars has made a much better system available where you can actually get the weight in gold that stores its actual value, which is what I would recommend. So back to the idea of gold, we were only able to get jewelry, or we were able to get gold in such an amount that it was really, really hard for the average person to afford, or impossible. You can imagine a kilo of gold. Most of you don't have the $42,000 sitting around for a kilo of gold now. So a lot of people, even though it was made legal, it still wasn't put into a way that we could actually get a hold of it. So it was kind of like a trick, like, yeah, well, you can own gold, but good luck trying to get some, and interestingly enough, 1% of the population, and this is changing fast thanks to Karatbars, but 1% of the population has their wealth stored in gold. Now, this could be considered unrelated, or maybe it's very related. I'll let you decide. But there's also 1% of the population that controls the majority of the wealth. Now, if you let me guess, I would say they're probably the same people. The 1% of the richest population are the same 1% that own gold. I say this all to say because wealthy people know the importance of gold. They know the importance of saving in, having gold be a part of their financial portfolio. This is very, very important because it's the only real currency. Now, I shouldn't say the only, because we have some more real currencies that are coming via the blockchain. And it's interesting because Bitcoin, even though it's a digital currency, is more solid and has more value and is less likely to lose all of its value than our American fiat currency, the dollar bill. So there are more than one, real source of income out there. Now let's just take this and let's crystallize these together. Let's take the cryptocurrency and the gold. What if, right, somebody was smart enough, somebody was genius enough to say, hey, listen, we're going to take a cryptocurrency, the blockchain, which already has value, and we're going to back up these coins with solid gold. Wow. Can you imagine that? Well, you don't have to imagine that. It's already here. It's already happening. And this is like the beginning. This is the beginning of the wave. So it's like, I was watching a build the other day from one of the leaders, and they was saying, it's like being in front of the wave, on top of the wave, or being behind the wave. So of course, the people that are in front of the wave, they're going to get launched the furthest, the fastest. They're going to have the greatest ride. The people on top of the wave are going to do well, and the people behind the wave are going to get kind of like what's left over. So you want to be in the front. And right now, it's a time to position yourself in front of the wave, and the way to do that is to acquire some of this gold-backed cryptocurrency. Now, if gold backing a cryptocurrency wasn't enough, what if there was a physical bank, in America, that would say, hey, we're going to back up these coins. We're going to make sure that these coins always have value. And to ensure their value, we're going to hold the gold and the money, if that is the case, that backs up these coins. So, wow. So you're talking about a physical bank holding real gold that backs up a digital cryptocurrency, which would already have value because of the blockchain. Well, this, when I'm sitting here talking to y'all, I can barely believe that what I'm saying is actually already in place. So right now you can get these coins, the KBC, you can get these coins for less than 2 cents a piece. And I'm not going to do any math for you, but Howard sees the owner, the visionary, the CEO of Karatbars International, he is, he backed what I'm about to say up with his own words. And I guess you guys know that you can't say stuff like this without meaning it and not facing some kind of, problems with the SEC and, different government facilities that would really, really have something that wasn't true financially. And I'm just going to make a quick example of that real fast. So a quick example is Elon Musk talked about going private at $400 and some a share. Now, it turns out that they didn't have that kind of money to do that. And since they didn't have the kind of money to do that, well, before that, the shares went way up when he mentioned going private. But the problem was, he mentioned it, but without having the money to back it up. So now he's in hot water with the SEC. So you got to be very careful what you say when it comes to these things. So now I'm just going to go back. These coins that are less than 2 cents a piece right now, Howard Seas is guaranteeing they will be worth 1/100th of a gram of gold. To put that into perspective, that's about 40 to 50 cents a piece. And this is by July 9th, which we are calling the Gold Independence Day. So anybody that has KBC right now, first and foremost, hold on to it. If you don't have any, you want to acquire some. Now, the KBC can be a little bit tricky to get, y'all, because it's sold out in Karatbars. So basically, we sold out. It went on the ICO. It's being traded now. So if you know how to use Bitcoin or you have some cryptocurrency, you can purchase KBC that way. And I would, I would tell you to get as much as you can. Think about this. You got to guarantee that these are going from less than 2 cents to 40 cents, 1,000 of them, and then go ahead and start buying some. And it's like, once you just do a little bit of math, you can use your Google calculator, and you're going to see these numbers, and they're going to be almost, unbelievable. So just take a look. Okay, so that's the KBC. Now we have the KCB, which you can buy directly as an affiliate through Karatbars. And anybody who's not registered, we're going to help y'all get hooked up today. Of course, if somebody puts you onto this stream, just get back with the person that you talk to and tell them you're ready, to register now for your free gold savings account. What's crazy is just to reflect on that a little bit. I know I'm jumping around some, but the free gold savings account, everybody has a problem when you say free, they run. But what's crazy is I was in Karatbars, and I strongly don't recommend this, for 2 years before I became active. And I had a gold savings account. And guess how much money I was charged for being in there for 2 years? You guys won't believe this. No, zero. They didn't charge me anything. In fact, I didn't start to spend money until I chose to start spending some money. So it wasn't like, there's no tricks. There's no hidden fees. And, 2 years and I guess 4 months in, I can tell you that for a fact. It really is free. You gotta try to just break out of that mindset where when anybody says free, you run. And trust me, I understand. I feel the same way. As soon as somebody says free, I'm like, oh no, I'm out of here, because it's kind of like we've been taught that. And in a lot of cases, that is the case. So the KCB as an affiliate through Karatbars. So you'll be able to actually purchase some of our KCB. Now, the KCB is going to go on the ICO, I believe, in September. So that one hasn't hit the markets yet, which means, you really want to obtain as many as you can of them too. They go for about 1/15th of €1. It would be the equivalent of 15 cents in euros. So I guess it might be like 18, 19 cents for us. Anyway, you see that this is still really, really young, really inexpensive coins. Imagine if you could have got Bitcoin for 2 cents or for 14 cents. Bitcoin made hundreds of millionaires, and it's like, imagine that you had an opportunity to get in. And you know what's funny? I rewind on that time, and I'm like, you know what? If I ran around telling people about Bitcoin before it blew up, they would probably do the same thing they're doing to me now. In other words, they would be like, oh, get out of here. I'm not investing in that. So it's kind of like, even if you knew ahead of time, would you have invested? If somebody came to you about Bitcoin, would you have invested? And if the answer is honestly no, then you need to really, really change your mindset, because believe it or not, there are opportunities that are presenting themselves. This is a new time. This technology has completely changed and revolutionized everything. You know, there's a phrase floating around bars, and I believe that it comes from well, I'm not going to get into that, but they said that the greatest wealth transfer of all time is happening now, and will happen in these coming years. So, you know, the idea is you want to position yourself on the receiving end. Think about it. What is a transfer? A transfer is going from one place to another. If there's a wealth transfer, that means the people that got money are going to let some of that go, and the people that have money are going to grow. I mean, the people that have nots, the people that don't have a lot of money are going to grow. So there's a transfer. A wealth transfer means poor people are going to be getting rich, y'all. And that's you if you choose to, because we've been presented with a system that can actually give us that. It's crazy, because you can watch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos talking about the financial woes and the financial problems of the world. But how many of them are at the end of the video or in the middle of the video or anywhere in the video saying, hey, these are the problems, but look, I got a solution for you. I have a solution, you know? So carrot bars, we're presenting the problem, and then we're giving you the solution. Now it's up to you to take the next steps. You know, I don't expect everybody to understand this, but you know, some of the coaches in this say, listen, you don't have to understand. You know, if somebody were to tell you, I'm going to deposit $10,000 in your bank, 100% legal, and there's a lot of things that I'm going to have to do to put this money together. There's a lot of moving gears. And they said, but, you know, I'm not sure you would be interested in knowing all that. They say, so would you still be interested in having those $10,000 a month, even though you don't understand how it all works? Most people say, yeah, I don't care how it works. Just put the money in my bank. Well, you know, have that attitude about carrot bars. Just sign up and register. It's free. You lose nothing. But let's talk about what there is to gain by signing up now, signing up today. I'm going to tell you what there is to gain. So when we talk about the payout and payments and wealth in carrot bars, one of the systems they have for us to get paid is called a dual team system. Now, in that dual team system, the time that you sign up positions you in that position underneath of your sponsor. Okay, so let's go back and talk about me and my Slack self for having 2 years in and not doing nothing. Well, you know what happened? When I did get in, I had over 100 people on my downline that I didn't even work for. So that means the work that my sponsor put in, actually, I received the benefits. While I was sitting around for 2 years being Slack, not realizing that this wealth building system could change everything for me, which it already has. But the point is that I didn't know that, and not knowing that didn't prevent me from receiving rewards. So what I'm saying is, if you're under my team, get in now, because I'm working hard. I'm grinding. I'm trying to sponsor new people every day, and they would go in under you while you're figuring this system out, you know, or if you figure the system out. The truth is, you don't even need to figure it out. And that's why Wealth Builders, I think, has made it so simple. You know, it's like, save a lot of gold, tell a lot of people, make a lot of money. That's it. That's it. And if you don't want to tell people, just save gold. Why save gold? Well, let's get a little bit back into that. You know, most of you know the story of what happened to our currency. They know that the coinage, having the weight of the metal in coins, that was removed in the 60s, and I believe it's 62. And then, in 1973, I believe it was, Richard Nixon signed, no, it's 1971. Richard Nixon signed a bill which took the gold backing away from the US dollar, which is really crazy because the US dollar was the backing for the rest of the world's currency. So in one swift stroke of the pen, he turned our entire global monetary system into fiat currency. You would have thought that there would have been a lot of backlash about it, but there wasn't. So what does a fiat currency mean? Well, fiat currency means it has no backing other than, what the government says that it has. No backing. It's backed by nothing. So all that money that you have is not even yours. It's debt. It's debt. So, with that being said, gold has been a system and a system of payment for over 5,000 years. It has never lost value. Can you say that about your dollar? Can you say that about your dollar? And look, I'm not going to go into, okay, in 1908, fine, that's what money was worth then. I wasn't alive in 1908, but guess what? I was alive in 1985, and I was young, and I used to go to the store, and a dollar used to mean something. I could get a whole bag of candy. I'm not lying to y'all, for $1. Some of you that are up in my age group, you'll understand. You said penny candy and all that. Now, if you go to the store with $1 now, you're going to spend more time searching for something that you can actually afford than you actually even getting what you want. $1 will barely get you, it won't get you a candy bar plus tax. So you can see, just in the time that you've grown up, we don't need to go back hundreds and tens and hundreds and decades and centuries to realize that money has lost some of its value. Now, I think there's a big misunderstanding about the idea of inflation. What is inflation to y'all? I mean, I think that it's probably a misconception about what it really is. But what inflation really is, is putting more fiat currency into society. So as we're all sitting here on this stream, hopefully you're all on this stream, and as y'all are sitting here watching this stream, there's massive machines printing out hundreds of dollars of bills, $100 bills. And you see when everybody goes and lines up at the bank to get their check on the first, those bills, you got some brand new bills fresh off the press, right? But there's nothing to back that up. So that means every $100 that they press out is taking a few points off the money that's in your pocket or the money that's in your bank account. So that means it's just like, even if you have your money in a safe, even if you have your money in a bank, no matter where you put it, it's actually draining out of there. There's a hole in the bottom of your bank, and your money is just falling out, coin at a time, coin at a time. So I'm going to tell y'all something that's kind of revolutionary. If you're saving money, which is great, because at least you're one of those few people who are disciplined enough to save, but if you're saving money, you're losing money. How's that sound? If you're saving money, you're losing money. Why? Because money is devaluing. Why? Because they tell us about inflation, but inflation is not talking about the rising cost of goods. Inflation is talking about the devaluation of the American dollar. So let me put it to you a different way. What if goods are not going up because of inflation, but goods are going up because the form of payment we're using for them is decreasing in its value? So that means your dollar is becoming worth less. So yeah, the farmer needs $2 now instead of $1 for this, bushel of oranges, because the dollar ain't worth. Now it appears to us that their prices are just going up. This is out of control. No. What's out of control is that our money is losing value. I mean, really fast. And if you think that it's not going to continue to happen, look at the other 6,600 fiat currencies that countries tried before this one. How many were successful? None. So I'll give it to America. We have the longest running fiat currency, but to say that it's going to be the first one that ever was successful, there's no signs pointing to that. And what I mean is that if we were going to have the first successful fiat currency, then it wouldn't be continuing to devalue every day. What, 3% on average per year? So you put your $1,000 in the bank and they give you this 1% interest, you're still losing. You're losing 2%. And you're only losing 2% because you got the 1%. Now 3% may not sound like a lot, but what's 3% of 100 grand? You're talking about $3,000. So if you have 100,000 in the bank, 3,000 of that is gone. Well, now you think that your money's building interest. It is, but it's losing value faster than it can build interest. So what do we do about this? There we go. Now we got a problem. But what I'm going to do this different than most people's, streams that are outside of Karatbars is that I'm going to give you the solution. The solution is you take that depreciating fiat fake currency and you put it into an appreciating asset. Now, there are many appreciating assets, yes, but what I want to tell you is this. There's certain things or qualities of an appreciating asset that might serve you better than others. For instance, gold. Gold is an appreciating asset that is interchangeable. It has the same value in any country. Now, why is that important? Well, that's important because if you take US dollar to any country, it doesn't have the same value it has here. I went to Canada. I thought they were going to love my US currency because it was worth more than a Canadian. They didn't even want it. I was hard pressed to find a business that would even take my fiat American currency. Now, I bet you they would have took some gold. I bet you they would have took some of this, carat cash or cash gold. They would have took some of this right here, but they don't want none of that fiat currency. And, it's coming to all this money that we have out there, and people are starting to send it back. Countries are starting to send it back. They don't want it anymore. And all it would take to disrupt our economy, which of course backs the entire world's economy, currency, all it would take was a gold-backed currency. Now, if a gold-backed currency came into circulation, this would change everything. It would likely dominate the entire system of money, because it would be real money. Now, let's take it a step further. Gold-backed currency. Okay, that's great. We had that once upon a time here where a $20 bill, was a note, and you could take that note and you could go to the bank and you could get your gold. That's great. But there's even a little something bad about that. You still are holding a piece of paper instead of holding your gold, and like Mr. Delco says all the time, gold is a wealth attracting metal. If you have gold, you want to keep it near you if possible. You want to keep it with you when you can. Now be safe, y'all, be within reason. But gold is a wealth attracting metal. Now here's the other thing. What if the banks shut down? So you have these certificates saying, okay, I have this much money or I have this much gold in the bank. What if something happens and the bank shut down? Does this happen before in the United States and you don't have access to that gold? And then that paper saying that you own that gold could devalue as well. But if you had a paper or a currency where the gold was inside, so you actually have your gold, but it's weighed, certificate of authenticity surrounding it, you would then be in a situation where you no longer had a banknote. You actually have the real value of what that banknote is representing right inside of your hand. Now look, this is only worth $5, right? And I don't sell gold. I'm not a salesman of gold. So let me put it this way. People have offered me as much as $20 for that $5 worth. Some people say, you're dumb. Take the $20 and order some more gold. Yeah, I could do that. But I rather keep my gold and give them a way to get their own gold at a good price. What's wrong with that? I don't want to sell my gold. The point is, somebody would prefer to have this, would prefer to have this, which is only worth $5, than their fiat $20 bill. And these are people who know nothing about carat bars, y'all. These are just regular people out to do little tests and stuff with people on the street that don't know about carat bars. And more often than not, they wanted this over their $20. Because I'll take a $20 bill out and this, and I say, if you had the choice and I would give you either one of these, which one would you accept? And I mean, 9 out of 10 times they want this $5 worth of gold. Why? Why do they have that instinctive financially? What is it about gold? The truth is, gold is a majestic metal. All of the great kings have had it. If you're a real big person that studies Egypt and them people that are always saying Hotep and really into the Kemetic languages and these kind of things, you should really look into gold and why it was so important, because gold has always been a very valued and usable metal. And I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it. It has properties that no other metal or jewel or anything else has on the planet. And for those of y'all don't know about gold, its origin was a supernova. That means an exploding star created the gold that is in this right here. And then that gold had to be physically mined by people. And just to let you know, we have 999.9 gold, y'all. So we have the purest gold available in the world. It's never going to lose value. Now, with all that being said, now we talked about gold and a place that we can put our money, into an appreciating asset. But not just gold. We have gold in increments that are usable. So think about how crazy that is. Because we talked about before when gold became legal, but was only available in big quantities. So what are you going to do with a kilo of gold if you need to buy a loaf of bread? It would be very, very unpractical. Not to say not to go ahead and get yourself one, but I'd much rather have an increment. This is 1/10. And that's right, we have cash gold. We have 1/10, 2/10, 4/10, and 6/10. And then we have a gram, 2.5 grams, 5 grams. And and the way that these increments, it's almost genius, because this would be equal to about $5. 2 of these would be equal to about $10. 4 of these would be equal to about 20, and 6 would be equal to 30. So it's like we have a 5, 10, 20, and $30 bill, but the bills actually contain 24 karat, pure 24 karat gold. So if people recognize carat bars or don't recognize carat bars, it doesn't matter, because the gold is the gold. You can take this to any country in the world. If they never seen it, if they don't recognize carat bars, if they don't, acknowledge carat bars, it doesn't matter. Keep its value. Try doing that with a US dollar. I've tried it. And I've had experiences that weren't just in Canada, even down in the Bahamas and stuff. A lot of them like American, but there was a place or two where, it wasn't really popular for me neither. They were asking, for local currency if possible. So I'm like, wow, that's still their local currency is worth more than our dollar. And our dollar is supposed to be what backs up the whole world's currency. So what it's supposed to be is gold, our currency, to the world's currencies. But the gold is gone. So it's our currency backing up the rest of the world's currencies with absolutely nothing. If that sounds logical to you guys, maybe I just encourage you to continue to study. Now, here's the thing. Whether you decide today to join Karat Bars or not, that's actually not even my intention, is to get you to join Karat Bars. I would love that, because it has it gives you the opportunity to gain financial freedom for you and, your descendants. Like, this is generational wealth. And just to tell you a little bit about that, there's a gentleman who passed away that was a member of Karatbars, and his family is still receiving residual checks every week, and probably in the thousands of dollars, and will get that for the rest of their lives. So this residual goes on, and you can list your beneficiary in your Karatbars office. So you can already think ahead from when you're not here no more. Who's it going to be left to? And this is oh shoot, all the digits, but this is my card. This is how I get paid weekly, up to 5 times a month. As you can see, it's all valid. People that know my real name know this is me, and so, that we have our own international credit card. And just to tell you a little bit about that is this thing, because you can get currency out in any of the 130 plus countries that we operate in. You can get their currency. So if you go to Mexico, you get pesos. You go to Japan, you get yen. You go to Europe, you get euros. You go to China, you get yuan, and so forth and so on. So you can actually use this almost anywhere around the world. And if 130 countries don't sound like a lot, just consider that there's only 180 countries total. Only 180 countries in the world, and we're already operating in 130 of them. Well, so anyway, I'm just going to kind of wrap it up. I wanted to keep this under, I wanted to keep it under a half hour, but I'm a little bit long with it, so we're going to keep it under an hour. So what I want to do at this time is just say, hey, anybody who's on this call right now, who was recommended to come watch this, just get back to the person who put you onto this call and let them know you are ready to get started building your generational wealth right now. Right now. Don't wait. Don't wait, because if you continue to wait, you're continuing to lose money. Why? Because money is losing money. And I'm not discouraging you from saving. I'm just telling you, don't save money. Save gold. Save an appreciating asset. If you got a better asset that's more interchangeable than gold, which there are none, but if you think you have one, go for it. Go for it. Anything, any metal or jewel that is appreciating and it's going to keep its value is worth more than our fiat, But one thing about Karatbars is, and this is why I think you should all get involved, what I tell you this costs? $5, y'all. Who can afford to invest $5 in their future? Who can afford to take $5 and transfer it over from a fiat, baseless currency to gold, You see? So, now one more thing too is people are like, well, how interchangeable is it? A lot of businesses don't accept it yet. Well, what I say to you is this: just hang in there, because by this time next year, you're gonna. I mean, this is just my opinion. You'll be able to go to almost any store that you can use cash at now, and you'll be able to use our currency. Not only our cash gold, but you'll be able to use our crypto. We partner with Sony. We're going to have our own crypto phone. You'll be able to use that to make your payment. You'll be able to use this to make your payment. So don't get caught up in how interchangeable it is. And then one more thing. It not being that interchangeable could be a great thing. Reason why? You're not going to spend it. You're not going to spend it. You don't want something that's so easy to spend. Not to say you don't want it, but let's say it being easy to spend is not always a good thing for you. It makes it harder to save. So first and foremost, get into saving. Saving. And the mindset here at Wealth Builders Worldwide is pay yourself first. What does that mean? Well, let's just take a look at that real quick. That means that we get a check every week, right? When we cash it, how much of that money is yours? All of it? Some of it? None of it? If you keep it real, you're going to say none of it's yours for the most part. Because after you cash that check, you already got a whole slew of people and companies waiting in line to pick that money out your pocket. The rent, the cable, the phone, the car insurance, and a whole slew of other things. Some of them we don't even need. But point being, by the time they're done with you, that check is pretty much gone. That's pretty much gone. So what did you pay yourself? Nothing. So you're working all that time, you're working all them hours, 50, 40, 60 plus hours, whatever it is, and you're not getting paid anything. You're doing that all just to satisfy your creditors and debtors. That to me sounds like a type of servitude. There's harsher words for it, but I'm just going to use servitude. That sounds like a type of involuntary servitude. You're serving these debtors, but you don't want to be. You much rather have that money for yourself. Now, what if I told you, all right, we're just going to give you a week off, no debts, you can keep the money? Everybody would probably have a party. Well, here's the thing. Pay yourself first means you take no less than 10% of anything you make. And I'm not going to get into this, y'all, but that's the same amount the church asks you to give. And a lot of people are faithfully giving 10% of their money to the church, which, I'm not even going to get into that. But you're telling me you're willing to give 10% of your money to the church, but you're not willing to take 10% and pay yourself. 10% to pay yourself. So pay yourself first means you take 10 cents off of every dollar and you save it. You put it into savings for yourself. You then take and convert those savings into an asset or an investment, that will make more money. You let your money make money. And so your money works. You don't. Think about this. And this is like one of my favorite businesses is what they call a lender, right? A lender. Now they've been around for hundreds, probably even thousands of years. People that lend money so that you can complete a big project and then you pay them back, right? A lender. How much work does a lender do? Does a lender work harder than the money that the lender has? Who works harder? That's right. The money is working for the lender. The lender is not working for the money. The lender may have initially worked for that money, but now the money is working for them. You have to find a way to put your money in something that will work for you. Unfortunately, Karatbars covers all of that. So we have our asset, our appreciating asset to protect our money, which is gold. And then we have this tremendous investment opportunity, which is cryptocurrency. So, I would say take some of your money, put in gold, and some and put in crypto, because you do want to protect your wealth as well. You could be safe putting it all in crypto because this crypto is guaranteed. See, I can't even really call this an investment because investments have to do with risk. There's no risk. We have our CEO putting his name and reputation and saying, look, this is what the return is going to be, and this is the date you're going to get it. I don't know a time in history that's ever happened before, especially with that type of growth. You're talking about from 2 cents to 40 cents. And I'm not going to do the math for y'all. You guys, even if you're not good mathematicians, pull out a calculator, play around with some numbers, and see what 2 cents to 40 cents grows to when you invest just $100. Now play around and put another zero on it for that $1,000 and put another zero on it for that $10,000. Yes, you can literally become a millionaire this coming year simply by paying yourself first, investing into something that's guaranteed, and of course protecting some of your money by putting it into an appreciating asset, which is gold. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it up on that note. We covered the financial problems and pressure, and we talked about a solution. So if you're on here and somebody put you on here, please get back to them. Don't waste no more time. Don't waste no more time. Don't wait till you understand to get in. Don't wait till the boat is gone or the wave done crashed on the shore to start talking about Karatbars. Don't wait till the celebrities get on TV and start talking about this before you accept it. Don't not accept it just because you've known me in the past and you don't know me as a financially astute person. Well, guess what? I've grown from that. I'm not the same person y'all might have known. So don't let any of these things, kind of woo you off of a guaranteed place at a table with millionaires. We're going to be having some of the best parties, some of the best yacht parties, some of the best. And I mean, they already have some great celebration, the Let's Go weekends and stuff I haven't got a chance to go to. But what I'm telling you is partying with millionaires is different. It's different. And the only way that you're going to have a seat, the only way that you're going to be able to afford to even be where we're going to be at is, to become wealthy. And I'm offering you an opportunity to do that. So, just get back to the person put you on here. If you weren't put on here by somebody else, or if I told you to come see this, just inbox me. Tell me you're ready. I'm going to get you in. I'll be your coach. I'll help you get the training you need, and I'll help you make massive wealth. All right, y'all. Peace. I love y'all, man. So thanks for checking out the video. Awoo.